Good morning, friends. So, I am Professor Sonali Surve, and now we are going to the next part of our Unit 3, that is integer division. So, to understand the integer division, it is necessary to understand the subtraction first. As far as addition is concerned, we are quite comfortable. But if subtraction is concerned, then there are chances that mistakes may come. And the mistakes are mostly because of the concept of a borrow. So as in addition we are having a carry, so in subtraction we are having a borrow. Okay. So now before starting the division, let us make the concept of a subtraction clear. So to understand the subtraction, there are two tables. The first table in which the borrow ahead is not considered, and in the second table borrow ahead is considered. So let us go to the first table. Now in the first table we are having minuend and subtrahend. So what is a minuend? Minuend means it is the first number and subtrahend is the second number. So 0 minus 0. What is the answer? The answer is stored in difference. So 0 minus 0, the answer will be 0, and we are not borrowing anything, therefore borrow will be 0. 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, the answer will be 1, but of course we know that we cannot minus 1 from 0, therefore we have to take a borrow 1. So we are going to borrow 1 from the bits which are most significant to the current bit. Then 1 minus 0, the answer will be 1, and of course you can subtract 0 from 1, therefore borrow will be 0. 1 minus 1, answer is 0, and borrow is also 0. Okay, so this table is quite simple. Only thing is that 0 minus 1. So what we are going to have an answer as? It is 1, and borrow is also 1. Let us go to the second table in which we are going to consider the borrow ahead concept. So this is a conventional 3-bit binary subtraction table. So what we have? We have the first number as a minuend, second number as the subtrahend, and borrow that we are going to minus from the answer. So let us see the first thing, first row. So it will be read as 0 minus 0 minus 0. The answer is 0, and borrow is also 0, because 0 minus 0 minus 0 gives you 0 only. Next, 0 minus 0 minus 1. So please read it in this way. 0 minus 0, it will give me 0. Again 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, the answer is 1, and borrow is 1, as we have seen in the previous table. So 0 minus 1, answer is 1, borrow is 1. Now take this 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, what will be the answer? 1, borrow 1. So again minus 0, the answer will be 1, borrow 1. Similarly 0 minus 1 minus 1. So 0 minus 1, we are going to get the answer as 1. This 1 minus 1 will give me 0, but the borrow is already there, which has been put to 1. Okay, is it clear? So no need to confuse in this concept. In previous one, 0 minus 1 was 1, 1 minus 0 was 1 only, therefore the answer is coming 1, and borrow as usual it is there, because we are subtracting 1 from 0. This is the first number. Now come to the next row. 1 minus 0, the answer will be 1, and 0 minus 0, borrow will be 0. So straightforward. 1 minus 0 minus 1, the answer will be 0, 0. Similarly 1 minus 1, answer will be 0. Again 0 minus 0, there is no borrow, so answer will be 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 1 is giving me 1 and 1. Is it clear? So first number minus second number minus the borrow. If we go in this way, then there won't be any confusion in doing the subtraction. So let us take one example over here. So what we are going to do is that we are going to subtract 6 from 3. So 3 is represented in the binary as 0, 0, 1, 1, and the 6 is represented in the binary as 0, 1, 1, 0. Now we are going to subtract. Okay, so we are going to perform 3 minus 6. So you can see that this 3 minus 6 is treated something like this: 3 plus minus 6, right? Okay, so 3 minus 6 means what? 3 plus minus 6. So what you have to do? You have to first of all take minus 6. So how do you take a minus 6? Minus 6, there are two methods, 1's complement and 2's complement. Now we are going to see the 2's complement. In all addition, subtraction, multiplication, we are always going to consider the 2's complement of a negative number. So take 2's complement of 6. So how to obtain 2's complement of 6? 2's complement of 6 is obtained by first taking the 1's complement of 6. The 1's complement of 6 is 1, 0, 0, 1, and then we add 1 to it. So the answer that I am going to get is what? So 1 plus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1. So this will be something like that. Okay, so this is going to give me, just a minute, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so 3 plus minus 6. So this 3 plus minus 6, 1, 0, 1, 0. Then you add 3 and you add minus 6. So here I have done it in this line, in the bottom line over here you can see. So I have added 3. What is 3? 0, 0, 1, 1. And then I have taken 2's complement of minus 6 and I have added to it, which is 1, 0, 1, 0. The answer I am getting is 1, 1, 0, 1. So this is the easiest method to obtain the subtraction. Another method is this one. Okay, so in this method, the straightforward method as per the table. So what we are doing over here, we are taking 3, we are taking 6 and we are using the subtract table to obtain the answer. So 1 minus 0, 1 minus 0 will be 1, borrow 0. 1 minus 1, 0, borrow 0. 0 minus 1, answer is 1, borrow 1. But we don't have any 1 over here, so as to take the borrow. So again what it will be? It will be 0 minus 0 minus 1. The answer is 1 and the borrow is taken ahead as 1. Of course we are ignoring this particular borrow because our answer is a 4-bit answer. Therefore as an answer we are getting 1, 1, 0, 1. But this answer is in the negative form. So again to get the actual magnitude you have to take its 2's complement and the 2's complement will be 0, 0, 1, 1. That is nothing but 3. Is it clear? Okay, so same thing over here also. So I have not added the step. Again you have to take 2's complement because the MSB over here is 1 and MSB 1 means that the number is a negative number. So taking the 2's complement of this number, so taking 2's complement of 1, 1, 0, 1 will give me 0, 0, 1, 1 and this is nothing but 6. So there are two ways to do the subtraction. If you are confused with the first way, that is the table way, this is a table way. Okay, so just take 3, just take 6, take the table, follow the table, do the subtraction. Another method is what? Treat 3 minus 6 as 3 plus minus 6 and then take 2's complement. Of course whenever your circuit performs subtraction, it always follows this method only, and this method is followed everywhere for multiplication, for division, for addition, for subtraction. We just have one adder with us and we are going to do all the things with the adder. Okay, so this is a subtraction by hand method. Now let us come to the division. This is the actual, we are going to study the division part in this particular lecture. So I have taken one division over here. See, whenever you are doing a binary division, the method of binary division is same as your decimal division. The way in which we do a decimal or a normal division, the same way you have to do a binary division. It is nothing different from that. Therefore, I have directly taken an example. So let us see that we are going to divide 33 by 3. So what is the first thing? First thing is that you have to get a binary of 33 and binary of 3. In this case, I have not considered a sign bit in order to avoid the confusion, and we are only considering throughout this binary division, we are only considering the positive numbers. We are not going to consider any negative numbers for the sake of simplicity. Okay, so let us check what is the binary of 33. The binary of 33 is 1 0 0 0 0 1, and binary of 3 is 1 1. As I have not taken the sign bit, therefore I have just taken 1 1. Otherwise it would be 0 1 1, and 33 would be 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, now start the division. So let us take 1 1. So first thing you do is that use your logic whenever you are doing a division. What does a 1 1 means? 1 1 means 3. And what is 1 0 means? Always take the number of bits equal to the number of the divisor bit. This is divisor and this is a dividend. So divisor bits are 2, and dividend bits, how many bits is dividend is there? It is a 6-bit dividend. Okay, so whenever you are doing a division, take a 2-bit. So this is 1 1, so we have to take 1 0 only. 1 1 means 3, 1 0 means 2. So it is common, it is logical that we cannot divide 2 by 3. Hence I am taking what? I am taking 0. So 1 1 multiplied by 0 gives me 0 0. Subtract 1 0 minus 0 0. The answer will be 1 0. Take this 0 down. As we do in a normal division, in the same way I am doing it. Then what I am getting? I am getting 1 0 0. Now from this 1 0 0 I can subtract 1 1. What is 1 0 0? 1 0 0 means 4. And what is 1 1? 1 1 means 3 in decimal. So 1 1 multiplied by 1 will give me 1 1. So 1 0 0 minus 1 1. Again use the subtraction table. If you are confused with the subtraction table, then use a 2's complement method to do the subtraction. Okay, in this case I am using the subtraction table. So in the first case, 0 minus 1, we know that 0 minus 1 will give me answer 1 and borrow 1. Okay, so this borrow is going over here. Then again 0 minus 1, answer 1, again minus 1, the borrow 1 has to be taken. Therefore answer is 0 and borrow 1 over here. So 1 minus 1, answer is 0. So what answer I am getting? 0 0 1. You can always check whether your answer is correct or not by converting it to decimal. So this is 4, this is 3, 4 minus 3 is 1. Yes, the answer is correct. Now take the 0 down over here. So what I am getting? 0 0 1 0. Of course this 0 0 has no meaning, so we have to consider only 1 0. Now 1 1 cannot be divided, or it cannot divide 1 0, therefore take 0. So 1 1 multiplied by 0 is 0 0 0. The answer I am getting is again 0 1 0. Now take this 1 0 down over here. Now repeat the same thing, 1 0 0. So again 1 1 into 1. So the answer I am going to get is 0 0 1 1. Again 0 0 1 1. So this 1 1 could be subtracted from this 1 1. Therefore 1 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 1, and take the subtraction, and the answer I am getting it as a 0. Okay, so it is obvious that 33 divided by 3, remainder will be 0 and quotient will be 11. And you can see that the quotient 1011 is nothing but it is a binary representation of 11. So in this way you can check whether your division is correct or not. Okay, so as in practice I would like to tell you to please solve this example 274 divided by 13. Again, in this case, in order to avoid the confusion, don't take the sign bit, take the numbers as positive numbers. So as an homework or as an work you can do this division. We'll go to the next part. Okay, now how exactly this division is done in the computer? So this method, whatever we are saying, these are the by hand methods. Now in order to do the division, how this arithmetic and logic unit performs the division? So there are two ways to do the division. The first one is called a restoring division method and the second one is called non-restoring division method. So just check down the diagram of this restoring division method. Okay, first we'll see the restoring division method. So in this restoring division method you can see that we have accumulator, we have a resistor A which is nothing but accumulator. Then we have a resistor Q which is going to store the dividend, and we have a resistor M which is going to store the divisor. The dividend you can see over here Q0 to Qn minus 1 bit, but the accumulator are having 1 bit extra. So this is not A0 to N minus 1, but it is A0 to An, as well as the divisor is also M0 to Mn. In this case, the most significant bit of the divisor is always 0. So what is important thing to remember? If you are having n bit in Q, this will be n plus 1, accumulator will be n plus 1, and the divisor will also be n plus 1. But in case of divisor, the most significant bit will always be 0. So this is the initial setup of the resistors. Then we have an adder. As I have told you earlier that in computer, in ALU, whatever it is, whether you are having addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, so all these things are performed by using adder only. So how you can perform a division by using just an adder? So that is the beauty of the restoring division algorithm. The algorithm works in such a way that this adder and the shifting of this resistor will do the division process. There is also one logic called as a control logic, which will convert this adder into subtractor or adder accordingly. Okay, so as I have told you that if you want to subtract two numbers, earlier we have said if I want to subtract 6 from 3, that is 3 minus 6. What is another way to do it? So another way to do it is that 3 plus minus 6. That means I am converting my subtraction into addition by taking the second number in a 2's complement form. So just if the control logic converts the second number into its 2's complement form and use the adder, subtraction will be performed. Okay, so the control logic is used whether addition will be done or subtraction will be done, and always the results are going to get shifted to the left. Therefore there is a circuitry, or the control logic is also going to control the shift left operation. Always the content of this resistor, that is accumulator and quotient, are going to get shifted to left. M is remaining as it is. So is it clear? How is the initial setup of this entire circuitry? I repeat, we have an n bit adder, we have a control logic over here. The control logic will convert this adder into an adder or subtractor accordingly by taking the 2's complement form. We have three resistors with us: accumulator, resistor Q and resistor N. Accumulator, initially the accumulator is all 0. The dividend is stored in resistor Q and the divisor is stored in resistor N. If the dividend is n bit long, then accumulator and divisor will be n plus 1 bit long. The control logic is also responsible for shifting the content of resistor Q and accumulator to the left. And to the n bit adder, you can see what is the input to the n bit adder? It is A and N. And where exactly the output is stored? The output is stored back in A. Okay, so adder is going to perform addition or subtraction of only two things, A and M. Q has nothing to do with it. and the result is going to get back stored into A. Is it clear? So if this circuitry is clear, we are going to the next part of the initial setup and the procedure. So initially, as I have told, all the accumulator content will be 0. Okay, the resistor M is going to store the divisor and the resistor Q is going to store the dividend. And whenever you are going to get the answer, the quotient will be stored in this Q and remainder will be stored in the resistor A. Okay, so Q contain quotient, A contain remainder. Remember that. Let us go to the procedure. Now this procedure is repeated n times. So what is n over here? The n is nothing but the number of bits in the dividend. Okay, so this process will be repeated number of bits in the dividend you are having. So what is the first thing? Shift left A and Q 1 bit. So what is the first we have to do? We have to shift left the content of A and Q 1 bit position. Then next step, subtract A minus M, that is you have to do A minus M, and whatever is the answer you have to put it back in A. Third step, you have to check the sign of A. The sign bit is always represented by the most significant bit. If the MSB of A is 1, then you have to set Q0 to 0. Where is Q0? So you can see this is Q0. Okay, so only this bit is modified. The last bit of Q is modified. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to subtract A, so A minus M, and you have to check the MSB of the A. Okay, so if the MSB of the A is 1, then you have to put Q0 as 0, and again you have to add M to A. If MSB is not 1, it is 0, then you just have to put Q0 as 1. Don't do anything, don't add M to A. So these three are the most important step in performing this particular division. Okay, so and the steps has to be go sequentially only. So first always you have to shift left A and Q, then you have to always subtract A and M, you have to put the answer back in A, then again you have to check the sign bit of A. If it is 1, then you have to put Q0 0, and again you have to add M to A. If it is not 1, it is 0, then you just have to put Q0 as 1, don't add M to A, nothing. So this step should be followed sequentially whenever you are doing the things. So this is an example. So example 1 0 0 0 divided by 1 1. So initially what we have taken, as I have told you, initially the content of A will be all zeros. The dividend means the first number, that will be in the resistor Q, 1 0 0 0, and the divisor will be in the resistor M. Now you can see over here the dividend is 4 bit, but the accumulator A is 5 bit, and also the divisor is 5 bit. So how I have converted it into 5 bit? I have added 0 0 zeros over here and I have converted it into 5 bit.